Are you ready to feel fired up again? Are you feeling like you could use an incredible boost of energy, inspiration, and this deep sense of purpose? And want to create a sense of success and purpose together, and maybe just aren't quite sure how yet to do that? Maybe feeling a little stuck, but you want that sense, right? That deep sense of vitality and joy connected to doing your business or career path. And so, if that sounds good to you, then hi, I'm Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, a purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with women who really want to leave a legacy, who are creating big and powerful things in acts of service to other people, where they are going to be able to connect their success with purpose, right? Feeling super aligned and super fulfilled and full of the energized vitality that they need to step into that place. And so, what we're going to visit about today, after all of my years of clinical practice as a clinical social worker, working with I don't even hundreds of people and 15,000 hours or better of time spent in working with other people, right? Meaning making. And when I say meaning making, what we're doing is we're creating a sense of why things are happening to us and for us, right? I really think it happens for us, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. Maybe we'll get there today. We'll see. We'll see where it's going to take us. But that's really what I do. And so what I do in that work is help create some clarity for you when we work together around, how you got where you are. Where do you want to go? Where are the disconnects, right? Maybe you're really on your path to purpose and just got a little bit out of your lane. So sometimes it means we make some big shifts in your world. Sometimes it means we just make miniature ones and kind of help tuck you in so that you're really living into that place that feels purpose filled. Okay. So, what we're going to talk about today is I just got back from an event. 3-day event. I didn't plan this. So anybody that, right, like typically I'm live on Thursdays at noon. I almost always am live on Thursdays at noon. Today is an anomaly. Here's why. So I tell the story a little bit. So I hope you like stories. And I have a funny one for you as well. So I just got back on a red eye Thursday morning about 6:30 in the morning. Okay. So I traveled this week to Los Angeles with one of my besties on the planet. We went in and we got to do a 3-day women's event. And so I want you to hang with me because if right now, just bear with me for a minute. Okay. I know it's Friday. We're going to have some fun today, I hope, right? So we flew in and we had a couple of extra days. We were super blessed to have a couple bonus days where we went and we did Santa Monica and we did Venice and we did all these super fun Venice Beach. Got to do some fun shopping and walking around, seeing the things. And then we had a 3-day event that felt like 3 months of material downloaded on your person in a hot, fat 3 days. And so still super vibing from that. And yesterday I didn't go live because I swear to God, two of my really good friends that came back from that were like going to work yesterday. I'm like, oh, hell to the no. This is I don't think I could have strung 3 sentences together. I'm just being honest. Between 2 things. 1, exhaustion, but the best possible kind. And 2, I had so much download from these 3 days. I think I would have sounded like I couldn't have even, right? And all of us were saying that yesterday. We were all still downloading. I was texting with my friends and checking in with everybody. And everybody was like, oh my God, right? I have so much going on. I'm trying to get this all out of my head and into something powerful I can use for later. And so I wanted to talk about the values of the things I took away. And there's too much I won't even get to it all in our live chat today. But I was so inspired, and whenever I'm inspired, I always try to make sure I get in here with y'all because I'm like, okay, well, right? Because inspiration's catchy. Inspiration's catchy. And so if right, everything you guys hear me talk about is energy. Okay. I just went and spent 3 days with really successful, brilliant women who wanted to create something from a place of complete purpose and passion. Yeah. You guys can't imagine, right? Like you can imagine me, I'm already as an energy. You can imagine what it's like to walk out of 3 days of that. Okay. And so I'm so super excited. Here's the brilliant thing. Here's some takeaways. I have so many. And I didn't want to plan it out. I was like, I'm going to get in, I'm going to be spontaneous today. Because rather than having my little, like I usually have like a little bit of an agenda, I go with flow, but like a little bit of it. Nope. Today I'm like, not. I have some women's cards sitting right here by me. Not an accident, because I'm bringing their energy into what we're talking about today as my reminder of being in that space. So this was an inspired living event. It's called Brilliant, and it's a 3-day thing. And I'm not here to sell you the event. It was incredible, right? That's right. But I just want you to kind of know like where I was, what I was doing. And I really felt like this was a networking event. The intention was to have women come together who are wanting to step into their brilliance and share it with the world. One of the coolest takeaways for me was the amount of women in there wanting to live into service. And so when we asked, does anybody in here want to help shape and change the trajectory for somebody else's life? And everyone in that room, woman raised their hand. Every woman in that room raised their hand. Is your business about supporting other people? And that's how I know that they're purpose driven, because they're stepping into places of their passion and service. And so for me, listening and seeing the visual of these women stepping into that place for themselves is like literally one of the greatest gifts that I could ever be given. And so the power was in sitting in and amongst other people who want to live into their place, who know they've got some bigger purpose. And it was like, do you have a bigger purpose? You got something you got to do here? Yep. Hands go up. So the energy of this experience is in the absolute essence of these women living into the gifts and unique talents that they've been given. We had incredible speakers. And on the last day, by the last day, we're tired. I mean, we have been networking and learning and growing and I mean, all the things for days, right? I mean, you're like, tap out. By that last day, the last speaker got up on the stage, and she was absolute fire. She was my favorite. I'm just going to be honest. Like I absolutely, her of the guest speakers, all of them are phenomenal. But she stepped on stage, and at the end, when you're tired, right? I mean, so Carrie Murphy nailed it, because she got the speaker on that she knew we would all be like lit up by, right? That's the money. And this woman just mic dropped the entire space, talking about purpose and how it is our singular job to live into it, which is exactly what I believe. And so it was so cool to have someone step on stage. We cried with her, we laughed with her. I mean, we were yelling with her when she had us, make these really beautiful, profound, affirmative statements. We were so with her. We felt her. She was talking to each and every one of us in that room, right? The best speakers feel like you're speaking right into their heart. Like I am talking to you. And so it was super powerful. My baby is sleeping over here. My puppies will not leave my side since I got home, because I think they were a little homesick maybe. And so he's dreaming over here. Okay, bro, I know you're chasing the squirrels. Can we keep it to ourselves? I know. Hi, you're okay. You're okay. But I wanted to pop in and reflect on the sense of community. I'm not a good networker. So I'm going to say this to anybody who's listening, right? Because people see me and they think, oh, I'm outgoing and things like that. And so it must be natural. And it's not. If you put me at a table of 5 people in over a few, hours, I'll know everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's great. In a room full of women, I tend to like, okay, it's just not right? Even though I'm really outgoing, not necessarily my natural forte. And I went to this event and I had to do it. I had to push myself. And so, going around the room so when you're meeting people sitting at your table, and then of course, between events and things like that, you're going and you're trying to meet people and shake hands and ask questions about their business, who they are, where they come from. And the stories, my friends, the connection you have to your story is so incredible. And the power of story. And I've always believed that. I know one of my dear friends, Natalie Marr, is just like, that's her business is Learn to Love Your Story. Like, we believe so deeply, she and I, both of us coming from clinical backgrounds, story is everything, right? And so a lot of what happens when you're networking is you're hearing all about the stories of these women and how they don't accidentally arrive or they get to. It's not an accident, right? And they're practicing different business techniques and they're learning how to speak about their message. And your message is your story. Your message is your story, and all of us have it, right? And so all of these women profoundly getting on the stage from time to time. A couple of my dear friends got on stage this week really bravely, practicing their messaging and asking big questions about their business. And um, someone's got some magic when they're talking right to your heart. Oh, right. I mean, I just saw one of them figure out their messaging, ting, right into place. Oh, right. And the fire and the energy, and there's just this electricity in the space because you can feel someone else's arriving, someone else's confirmation of why they are here and who they are here to serve. Okay, so we're going to talk so much about serving today, because it was just the light of my heart. And so I'm crying for them. I'm not even on stage, right? I'm not their client. I'm like just like so tearfully lit up by their own deep connection about what the hell they're doing here. And they knew it, but sometimes we need support, right? I mean, that's really what this is. You know, my work isn't about creating purpose for you. I don't create purpose for you. You've already got it. You don't need me to tell you your purpose. What you might need is support in figuring out what the hell it looks like and how to use it, right? And so a lot of what this weekend was, or this, I always want to count out the weekend because we started on a Monday, so my brain's all confused because I traveled on Saturday and Sunday. What I learned this week was so much about the value of connecting to people's stories, listening for their service, and then by God, elevating other women. One of the women I was talking to, Mary, who I fell in love with, of course, the last day, because right, you meet like, you're meeting people like continuously for 3 days straight. There's all these events, and sometimes you're running each other out for dinner or cocktails in the evening. And so you're kind of like one-offing, having these incredible conversations. And so I meet Mary, and Mary's telling her story, which of course is like makes all of us cry sitting there. I'm not going to share her story. It's not my story to tell. But she had a really powerful story. And I fell in love with her. And so she and I started chatting back and forth. And I met her. Her life of service is all connected to her story. I mean, tears, of a story. And I was so profoundly inspired by her showing up. And we were creating these incredible connections with one another. And she said to me, here's what's cool. She said to me, she goes, Jen, you know what's really amazing about this experience this week? And I go, yeah, what? And she goes, these women aren't competing with me. And I want you to really hear this loud and clear. These women were not competing with me. And I found myself, and this is super interesting, walking around the room, right? Walking around the room, meeting women. Nice to meet you. I'm Jen. This is what I do. Purpose coach and expert. Like your elevator speech, right? And like trying to do it in a condensed version because there's like, a lot of people to meet. And so you're doing this the whole 3 days you're there. But I really said to like so many women, what I really want to do is I want to support you in your business. How can I serve you by supporting you in your business? I'm going to have some of them come on Instagram. You'll know that's where I met them. So some of my guest speakers that'll be coming up, I will guarantee you, are from this event. Because even when we do similar things, I can still hold you up. We can all hold space. And I think the most powerful and one of the most profound things of this experience that I'm going to take away was that it was women holding space for other powerful women. There wasn't a scarcity mindset. I wasn't worried that, there's probably 20 coaches there. You guys have no idea how many coaches there were. And what's funny is I didn't meet that many. I'm sure they were there. I know they were. But I didn't necessarily meet all of them. I met a lot of different business owners, right? And they're not all coaches. They're women creating fashion lines, how to dress yourself for success. I mean, like, right, there's like all of these things, right? People that have courses they're selling, people that are like working in weight loss and weight management, or people that are working in moderation for people who have drug and alcohol issues and struggles. So right, this is right. We're not all doing the same damn thing. And here's the money. We don't need to compete because you are not me and I am not you. You are not me and I am not you. My flave, I'm irreverent. One time, one of my clients said this to me. You know what, Jen, I like what I like about you is your irreverence. I'm in my fucking sweatshirt today. Can we talk about it? I'm still tired. I'm still tired, okay? Took a red eye home. Jennifer does not do well with lack of sleep, okay? So I'm just saying, I'm coming in hot, but coming in cash. I'm irreverent. I tend to swear. I tend to joke. I tend to use humor. I'm going to tie all those things. That's my style. That's my style. That's my brand. No one's going to be who I am. And I am not going to be Crystal. I'm not going to be Mary. I can't be Diana. I can't be those women because that's their secret sauce, my friends, is in their service. It's how they deliver their powerful message. It's how they live into their purpose. And that's not me. So I don't need to compete with anybody. I don't need to. And so I could look at every woman there and say, I would just love to support you. How can I support your business? How can I support your success? That's money. That's power. And so to me, we were able to do powerful work in that space because we weren't competing. It wasn't tit for tat, right? This was oh my God, you speak to this, this, and this. I talked to a woman, powerful woman, and forgive me, because I have their cards somewhere and their information somewhere, but it's not all sitting in front of me. Powerful woman. And her message is about helping women step back into their sensuality and power. We had an incredible conversation about the goddess standing outside in Redondo Beach, California. I also flew 8 states away to meet Angel from Minnesota, shake hands with her Friday, became one of my best friends of the entire event. I had to travel 8 states away to meet her. Okay, not an accident. I wasn't going to meet her any other way. So there is this profound energy in realizing the power of community. I want you to hear that. That room was on fucking fire. On fire. Why? Because people were living in their purpose, their essence. They were living into their power. These women were all about their strength. They talked about their fears. They talked about their anxieties, but they didn't live in it. They didn't stay in it. They were literally living in their fucking fire. Okay. And they didn't compete. There was no room for competition at this place because no one is the same. And this is true for life, my friends. This is true for life. I don't need to look next door and see some powerful woman and go, no, like, let me be her friend. How can I support her? How can I elevate her? How can I do that? Because that's an act of service. That's why I'm here. So that is the money. But let me tell you something. You can't sit in a room full of incredibly powerful women, purpose-filled laden women, and not feel lit up on the inside. You can't. I guarantee it. You spend 3 days in a room with people who are so lit on the inside, doing 9 million kinds of businesses, and you will walk away changed. Because sometimes in this journey, and I've heard so many entrepreneurs specifically say this, it is lonely. It is lonely because I work by myself, yo. I work by myself. I'm a solopreneur. So I don't have an office full of staff anymore. I'm not working with other clinicians like I used to. I used to walk down the hallway and knock on a door. I got a question, I got a problem, right? I don't have that. I had to create it. And I want to be surrounded by the energy of other really powerful women. Because they're going to elevate me. They're going to challenge me. They're going to teach me. And the other thing that the leader, Carrie Murphy, asked about this weekend was she asked us to be teachable. She asked us to be coachable. So she said it was super funny because it was a dual thing. It was a virtual format as well as an in-person format because of COVID. Of course, it's the stuff I do too, right? And she said, can you be coachable when you're here? I'm going to invite you up to the stage. And if you come up to the stage today, it was fantastic the way she did it. She was like, could you be concise and then can you just listen? Like maybe you don't even talk much. we all burst out laughing. Okay. And then she would ask questions and people talked. But her whole point was, you're going to come up here and what if I make a suggestion, or what if somebody else does that? I call on one of the other coaches, they give you a suggestion. You go, well, I already did that. I already did that. Okay. Just listen. Just listen. Be coachable. So I had a be coachable learner's mindset this week when I was with other powerful women. I don't know it all. I will never, as long as I live for all the days of my life, I will never know it all. But what I can do is I can glean the wisdom from all of the powerful women sitting together. And you are not alone. And sometimes as an entrepreneur, a career path woman, you're going to have to design your crew, your tribe. I have tribe. This week was about building more tribe. We were getting ready for our flight while we're sitting there, all of us, bags under our eyes and looking like ass, if we're being really honest, looking like ass. Connecting to all the women in Facebook, I could from this group. And like. I'm going to take them with me. I'm not done. And if I'm going to succeed, I'm going to succeed because I have tribe. So if you're out there listening to me, and you're not sure about the value, that's not possible. Chantel, I love you. I miss you so much. It's so good to have you here. I'm telling you what, you don't do it alone. Whatever you're doing, whatever work you're doing, whatever, purpose you're living into, whatever thing you're trying to build in your life, you're not going to do it alone. You're going to need your people. And so I'm going to tell you, I want you to hear me loud and clear. I will not do the opposite of what I teach you. If I ask you to do something, I will do it. I spent lots of money this last year receiving coaching and being coachable. Adding in my bonus areas where I could for others on their journey because I had experience with something, and being coachable. And I was empowered by the people that were around me that were working their asses off. Why? Because they believe so fully in their purpose and the acts of service they want to offer, whether they're a real estate agent or a mortgage lender, or it didn't matter what it was. They showed up with so much passion and purpose and wanting to serve that you could not help but be fucking inspired. That is the money. I can't get that by myself. So what I do, right, is I roll in my tribe. I'm calling them in. I send out energy to call them in. I spent 3 days with people who all want to have incredibly powerful tribe. And if I can do an act of service for any one of those women business owners, you sure as shit bet that I will do it. That isn't about me. That's about them. My coaching clients, my event attenders, it's about them. It's not about me. Service. So I was so inspired by service. And I want you to connect purpose with service. Your purpose isn't about you. It's about everybody else. And your job is to step into that place and give it out. And I want to be surrounded by people who know the power of that, who know the essence of giving. That's powerful. And you'll know the difference. We've all known people. I'm not going to go there long, but we've all known people that we're getting sold to, and it's not about us. You know what I'm talking about? You ever been sold to, and it's not about you, it's about them. There's a difference. This tribe of women was about service. We laughed together, we cried together, we grew together. And let me tell you something, you can't walk away not being a changed woman for that experience. People were creating networks. They were going, you do this, I do this. Let's work together. Let's work together. I'm not sitting there wondering how I'm going to make money off of you, because that's a different energy. That was not the energy of this conference. And so I wanted to get on here and talk about that because that's my takeaway. I mean, there's 5 million. Like I have so many. I have a book over there. I got to go through and like go through all of my notes because I was taking notes during this entire journey and had like inspiration. So I have all these like side notes. I need to go through and organize all my stuff because it's a mess. I was just like living in the minute, absorbing all the things. Oh my God. So much power, but I want to say the power of community, the power of service, the power of showing up for somebody else, and your call to do that. And I've said it, I'll say it a million times. You are never given, you are never gifted something you aren't meant to use. Your talents, your insights, the way that you show up in the world, your singular voice and mark of who you are, your essence, that shit's not an accident. And I will tell you, I believe with 150,000% of the fibers of my being, every person that hears this conversation, you have a freaking job to do here. You have a singular task, more than that. You have a singular essence that is needed in this world. How are you going to live into that? Maybe you're not sure if you are, but you think you might be, but you need to be tucked in. Call me. Let's do my free conversation because guaranteed either we're going to walk away and we're going to be like high-fiving, we've networked, you're on your fucking path, or okay, here we're sort of here, but let's tuck this in. You're not going to leave a call with me without walking away with something. No way. Even if you're doing your shit, and you're living large, yo, let's freaking connect. A free call is not going to hurt you, right? We'll set you up. So even if it's that you came and we did a call or we did some work and then you walked away, you don't really hire me, okay, you're going to walk away with something. That's my commitment because I'm here in service. I'm here in service. And that's one of the biggest takeaways. You know, another takeaway, and this is profound for me, was at one point, one of the questions was this. How many of you out there in our audience today knew from the time you were a child that you had something important to do and felt as though you were supported to do it? Do you know how many women in that room raised their hands? Did you know from the time you were a child that you were supported in doing what you were meant to do here? Guess how many women raised their hands? 2. Now, Kelly thought she was the only one. She wasn't. She was in front of me. She didn't see me raise my hand. Why is that? It wasn't that I was magically gifted some, sprinkle fairy dust bullshit. No. Mm-mm. Do you know what it was? I was raised by a family who loved me. I was raised by a family who clearly loved me. And I believed I could do what I set my mind to because I was gifted the confidence of knowing I was loved. I could trust to fall back in a safety net. And I knew from the time that I was young that I was meant to do something. I didn't know what. I don't know what, friends. I don't know how that'll look at the end of my legacy. I don't know. I just knew I was meant for acts of service, of speaking, of talking about it, of sharing it, of empowering it, and supporting you stepping into it. Right? I can do mine. That's awesome. But what's even more awesome is helping you do it. Right? At the end of my day, I want the domino effect, that ripple effect to go out and know so many people step more fully into their magic because they worked with me. They found whatever they needed, whatever that path was. And it doesn't have to be through me, friends. That's not what I'm saying. I just met a whole shit ton of women doing magic. But I was gifted the sense of being supported and loved and held. And very early in my therapeutic career, I was sitting with clients and I realized I was an anomaly. And I got some fucked up history. If I told you all, oh my God, today we don't got time. Today we don't got time. But I will tell you what, I got history. I got trauma. Okay. This is not a state of perfection. This is a state of progress. This is a state of purpose. This is a state of I'm going to step into my shit when it scares the daylights out of me, when I don't know that I'm guaranteed success, but I'm going to step out there. I'm going to do it anyway because somebody needs to hear the story. But Kelly and I were the two women that we could see in that room that raised our hands. I was gifted a childhood where I was told that I could, that I was important, that I was loved, and some screwed up shit happened later in my life. I'll tell you another day. Okay. So I'm coming to you, a human, having experienced, having a gift at the early set of my life that gave me confidence. Okay. To go through some crazy shit that I had to make meaning out of and use that over and over and over again to deal with whatever got in my path that was blocking me. Okay. So I want to speak to that. And so that's powerful. So community, hear me loud and clear. The energy of other people doing the shit you want to do. You want to level up, get with people who are working on leveling up. I don't care what that looks like. It could be house painting. I don't give a shit, right? Whatever it is you want to do, you want to elevate, get with other people that want to elevate their lives. You want to elevate your personal growth, get with people. Chantel, can I get a hell yes? You want to do that, get with people who want to level up. You want to elevate your business? By God, get with people who elevate their business and believe in themselves. You want to do the good thing? Get out there and do your fucking act of service. Through your independent essence, by God, fuck yes, Chantel, that's my girl. You get out there, you elevate by who you are with. So I plugged in my electrical cord for 3 freaking days and I am on fucking fire. And you know what else I remember? The story. I have been so busy working, my friends, so busy creating content, doing videos, making canvas, right? I'm doing the things, creating programs, which I love. That's my favorite creations, my favorite. I forgot to tell you guys my fucking story. I forgot. This was my reminder. I had to go away for 3 days to remember, Jennifer, the power is in your story. The power is in your story. I know some people's stories that are listening in right now. And they are enough to change the face of the world. They're powerful enough to change the face of the way that we do things in this world, whether it is something about court, protecting other people, supporting people living in their best lives, the purpose, whatever the hell it is. Your stories are the links to your purpose. Your stories are the links to your purpose. And I forgot to tell mine. I tell it, but I tell it sort of in small segments. And so it was my great reminder, like, oh man, Jennifer, you've been missing the boat. You got to tell people. You got to talk about it. And you also need support. If two women could raise their hands and say, I grew up being supported and told I was good, I was a powerful person. 2 women in an entire room of women raise their hands. We need support. We need safety nets. We need places to fall back. We need places to practice. Okay? Because when you go to the circus and you watch those tightrope walkers, the people that do the trapeze, the whole, right, all of those things, they don't do it once with grace and ease. They learn through having that net, right? And so we know we need nets in our lives. Creating circle, community are your nets. So on your days when you're not sure why the hell you're doing what you're doing, you're not sure why you're here. Thank you, Chantel. They're right. We need safety nets. One of mine was the way that I was raised. I knew I was loved. I knew people believed in me. Okay. Many of us were not. That was this room. It was a testament to that. There was a woman sitting in that room that grew up with dirt floors. Her story would make you weep. She is a fucking powerhouse for peace. She is a powerhouse for peace. Her one wish, out loud, was peace. So it looks different in all of us, but we need community and we need support. And we want to define how our service is going to show up in the world. How is your service going to show up in the world? Because your purpose will link to service. Okay. Huge takeaway. And I knew that. I knew it. And now I know it. I always talk about this distinction between what we know academically and what we know with our souls. And this week, what I really think I took away was no, it's literally, it's got to be heart-based. Service. Service. And knowing your worth, knowing why you're here, knowing. And this was an entire room of women who knew why they were here. That shit's money. And so if I talk about energy, I cannot emphasize enough the energy that I just took away from 3 days of being plugged in to incredible power and strength and bravery and vulnerability and authenticity, acts of service. I mean, just fire. Fire. That was what I just got exposed to for 3 days. It is now my job for that gift. It is now my job for that gift to take it and put it back out into the world. And so I want you to understand we are a vibration. That's what I'm talking about when I'm energy. We are a vibration of what we're in. And it's where community plays such a huge role, because if I am not in community, if I am not in network with people who will hold me up when I'm struggling, when I have that day and I go, shit, nobody's watching my shit. Ain't nobody listening. Ain't nobody responding. Ain't nobody signed up for my magical shit I created, right? If nobody's there to text or call, I can forget. We can forget why we're here. And so we need people in our lives to help us remember why we're here. It's one of my gifts to see the gem in other people, to help you know why the hell you're here, to help you make sure you're freaking doing it, right? To define the way that your service is going to show up in this universe. That's what I'm here to do. That is my purpose. My purpose is helping make sure you're living yours. So here's my funny story, because shit, you all know I got humor, right? I mean, we laughed all week for sure. Oh my God. So many tears of laughter I cannot even explain to you, but let's talk about the last day. Let's talk about the last day, can we? Okay, we're wrapping up the day. Powerhouse converse. We had this woman get on stage that blew our freaking minds. Why can't I remember her name? Dr. Cheryl. Oh shit. I wish I could remember her name. Dr. Cheryl. If I remember, I'll try to get it in there for y'all. She's amazing. On stage, we're yelling, we're crying, we're laughing. Incredible. Carrie gets on stage to wrap up the 3 days. I mean, everyone's minds are blown, super lit up, ready to go out in the world and conquer, bring that power, bring that energy. So I get up to go. I mean, pee. You know what I'm saying. Lady things. So I go to the bathroom, come back. And there was this walkway because it was virtual. There was a cameraman on a stage in the middle of the room. Okay. And so he's up there, he's doing his thing the whole week. The guy was great. I mean, just doing his jam. There's a narrow walkway. And what we were trying to do was you would kind of bend down in order to avoid the camera so the virtual people didn't see your big old head, right? As you're walking by to go use the restroom or go get a drink or whatever you need to do. So I had come back. I'm standing in the back of the room waiting to make my way. And one of the women that I'd met was coming through and she was ducking. She was trying to get to the restroom, right? So I duck and back up out of the way. I'm trying to kind of tuck in and make space for her to get by me. Step my stiletto heel, just wait for it. Step my stiletto heel into one of those roll-up signs You know what I'm talking about? The kind of like the old, like movie screens we had as kids. Okay, that aged me a whole shit ton. Okay, but like that, okay, my heel goes into the little crack where the thing goes down when you release it. And then I slid my hands back because now I'm falling because my foot's stuck and I'm falling and I'm sliding and I take the whole sign down in the back of the room. I mean, when I say cacophony, what I mean is like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep, that happened. And so I'm laying there and I'm like, I'm just here. I'm the entire time, literally Carrie's wrapping up. I'm horrified because I'm like, oh my God, she's wrapping up her 3 days of power. And I just made a cacophonous mess in the back of the room. I mean, when I say, I mean, yep, Jennifer fell down. Can we speak? I mean, raucous. Okay. And I'm laughing, but again, try to get up. I'm like, my shoe's still stuck. I don't even know what happened. I don't even know what happened. My shoe's fucking stuck. I stand up. I'm like, I'm good. I try to be like, not, it's good. It's good. People are crying. They're laughing so hard. You guys, I don't even know. Like they're crying. Okay. They're laughing so hard. I mean, it's seriously like I should be embarrassed that I am, but I'm more embarrassed that I like literally this calamity happens while Carrie's trying to wrap up her entire incredible 3-day journey. Okay. So embarrassed for that part of it. And hilarious. I mean, I'm sorry, it's hilarious. Okay. And so I'm like trying to get up and I'm good. Right. And this table's dying because they saw the whole thing. I mean, they saw like the wood, the shoe, the ass over tea kettle. Thank God I'm wearing jeans. Can we speak of it? Thank God I'm wearing jeans. Okay. And so the nice cameraman gets down, helps take off, undo the clasp of my shoe for me, like I'm Cinderella. Step out of that. So I'm now at least on too firm, terra firma. He has to unwedge my shoe out of the crack in the sign. I'm pretty sure I put a hole from my high heel in her sign. And I'm like dying. He hands me my shoe. Now I'm trying to get it rebuckled. People are crying. People are laughing. Are you okay? Of course, people are generous. Are you okay? I'm laughing and I'm awkward. I'm uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, good. So nothing to see here. Nothing to see here in the back of the room as I make a calamitous, like legitimately. I can't even, oh my God, seriously. Tell you don't understand. Like ass over tea kettle, don't even know what happened. I don't even know. Okay. And so here's what I'm gonna say to you. You all know I got a humor. Okay. So first of all, I'm able to laugh at myself. I will make an ass of myself for anybody. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Earlier that day, Mary, one of my friends, was really tearful about her story and something very powerful that happened in her life. The speaker mentioned the loss of a young life. Mary was sitting at that table grieving. Mary was at the table having a hard time staying the course of this conversation because she was so upset and so activated. And I come along in my goodness and throw myself into a sign, get my shoe stuck in some physics I can't even understand. And she is crying. She's laughing so hard. She is crying. She's laughing so hard. I shook up her shit. I have no doubt somewhere universally that shit was sent so that she could be shaken up. Because she was having a minute, an understandable minute. And I'm not afraid to be dumb. I'm not afraid to make an ass of myself. Now, I certainly did not intentionally do this one. This was a gift from wherever. I will never forget it. It was hilarious. What wasn't hilarious was doing it. The timing of it, not hilarious. Not hilarious if I read her sign. I'm really sorry, Carrie. But right, this was what it was. Was it an accident? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not an accident. Looked like an accident. Felt like an accident. I'll tell you that. Was it an accident? Nope. People in that room needed to laugh. They needed to release. It was like a pressure cooker in there. There was so much power and so much strength and so much thinking and so much growth that it was like a pressure cooker. So we sort of needed this weird, comical, crazy, how in the hell does this even happen to anyone? Namaste. I'm gonna leave you with that image because that shit's funny. It is. I don't care. I don't care what happened to me. I didn't lose sleep over it. I felt bad about it. Apologized to Carrie for it because I was like, sorry at your very minute of like, epicenter of purpose and power here. I fumbled and I don't even know how I was doing. I was trying to make space for some other woman to go pee. But just saying, right? So I want to invite you to think about these things: the power of community, the power of service, the power of stepping into your purpose, the power of being in energy and vibration of other powerful people, of other people who mean to do powerful, beautiful things, and what that looks and feels like. That's what I just got to have the gift of for 3 days. So I want to leave you with that. And I want to invite you, if anything struck you and you're like, John, I really could stand to do that free consult with you because I'm questioning what I'm meant to do. I'm questioning where I'm at. I'm questioning how to like tuck it in. Maybe I think I had it. Now I feel a little off course. An hour of my time to help make sure you're on that. And if at the end of the time, it's like, you're doing great, high five, here's some skills and things to think about on your way. Bye. Mwah. Great. Great. And if it's, we got some work to do and I, throw out some opportunities for you and you want to take them, that's great. I'm here in service. My life is about service. My business is about service. So if I can support somebody out there to live bigger, to step more fully into their purpose, to use their gifts and tricks and tools and talents to light some corner of the world on fire, I'm here to do it. I'm here to do it for other business women. I'm here to do it for you. That's what I'm here to do. And this was a good reminder. It was a good reminder this 3 days. This is what I'm here to do. And so I invite you to reach out to me if that's something you want to do, that free consult. Please reach out to me. Send me a message. You can reach me on my website. Go over to laughinglotuswellness.com. You guys are all with me on socials in some format or another. Reach out to me. Send me a message. Connect. I would love to support you on your path to purpose. That is what I'm here to do. And there's a million people out there doing purpose work. You get to choose the right fit for you. So if I feel like I might be a right fit, or you just want to talk about it and figure out if that's an opportunity for you, that's wonderful. And let me at least give you something to take away from a conversation, because I guarantee you will take something away. I guarantee it. You will not have a phone call with me. You will not walk away. Not different. Yeah, girl. Chantel's has on my Instagram shoes, high-heeled shoes. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm willing to make an ass of myself to make y'all laugh. I'm telling you, I'm willing to tell you the truths, man. I'm a buffoon, so I want to share my funny story. I mean, so dumb and hilarious. And like, you couldn't have planned it. Like, what the what? But we can plan a phone call. We can plan to make sure you're connected to your purpose. We can make sure that you're doing the path that's meant for you, that you can live into that kind of service and legacy that you deserve. And so if you're needing that, I welcome you to take me up on that call, because I would love to do that for you and with you, and make sure you're doing what you need to do. Okay. That's why I'm here. Supporting other business women, supporting people who are wanting to be on that path. That's what I'm here to do. So feel free to reach out to me and take me up on that offer, because it's a freebie. It's excellent. You're going to take away some form of magic. I guarantee you. What that is, I don't know. It's different for everybody. So depending on what you bring in is what I'll give you. And so I invite you into that if that's something that feels like it would be good for you. So until next time, my loves, I wanted to download my experience and journey, the power of what I'm taking away, because I think there's something so inspirational about being in juice like that for days and days and days, where you walk away with something and there's just a palpable energy. And I wanted to bring that to all of you before it sort of, begins to escape me a little bit, right? So I'm going to sit with my content today and make sure I'm going through and taking my notes and looking at all the things to make sure I don't lose any of that juiciness that I'm so steeped in right now. And I wanted to bring that to you. So until next time, my friends, I will be live next Thursday at noon, just like normal. I'm dropping a weird one in here on a weird day at a weird time, because I just felt like I wanted to say that when it was on my heart. So next Thursday, I'll be live again. Come and join me. But until then, I just wanted to drop this in here for all of you to sit with. And so, until next time, my friends, sending you blessings, love, and light. This is Jen supporting you on your path to purpose, and we will see you next time.